in two 10-minute sessions, which sees the top 4 from each class go through into SuperPole, a one-lap shootout which decides the order of gate pick for SX1 and SX2. Then the fight for the championship points begins, as each rider has 3 opportunities to score big. 2 sprint races over 8 laps for a maximum of 10 points before the main event, where 25 championship points are up for grabs for the winner of each class. Each race is vital, and riders will need to do all they can to score the maximum amount of points before the championship finale in Cape Town, South Africa. It's time to light the candle around the globe. This is World Supercross.
Max Anstie with a 28-point lead in the SX2 class. Max, there is the potential you could wrap up the championship here tonight in Stockholm. Have you given that any thought?
Trying not to. At the end of the day, we're 7 days on from our last race, and new day, new challenge. Got to go and execute and make the best of the situation. It's a different track out there, so see what the night brings.
You mentioned to me earlier this track is significantly different than the track you had in Australia, and it's going to take a different kind of mentality. What mentality is that?
I think it's just going to be about hitting your marks and executing. There's going to be mistakes that are going to be made. It's so soft and deep out there, so I think it's just making the best of it and seeing where we end up.
Thanks so much, Max. Best of luck there tonight. Guys, 45 points, and he wraps it up here in Stockholm.
And that was Kristen Earl.
Daniel, thank you. And we are ready to go with our first on-track competition, if you will. And that's going to be qualifying as we fight to see which 4 riders will make their way on to SuperPole. And boy, guys, I've got to believe SuperPole and getting the right gate pick is going to be hugely important here tonight.
Yeah, Ralph, last week in Australia, it played a massive role. Max has been great. He lost that SuperPole. Didn't get the gate pick. That puts him outside and made him have to work for it in a different way. But this track with the ruts, the conditions, Ralph, this is a brand new animal for us here in World Supercross.
Yeah, and Tommy, there's going to be some serious ruts in the corners, so gate pick could be very important.
Gate pick's always very important, but I think with especially how this first turn is as well tonight, because you've got like 2 lefts in a row, so obviously if you're in that inside gate pick, and I believe they will probably block off the first 2 inside gates as well, so it's going to make it even more important to get that qualifying lap in.
So here's a look at the riders that are going to be coming out for qualifying, our start list for qualifying. Again, reminder, top 4 on to SuperPole, and if Max Anstie is looking to get that maximum of 45 points, keep that win streak going here, getting into SuperPole, getting SuperPole is going to be a huge help for that.
You know, Ralph, practice doesn't count. We got 2 practice sessions, but it still gets in your mind a little bit. You can kind of base how you're feeling off the results, and he hasn't been in the top 4 in either of the 2 free practices yet, so this is the big one for Max.
There he is, Max Anstie on the 99, right out in front. Tommy, you know Max very, very well. You've watched him grow up. You've known him forever. Mentally, what kind of a rider is Max Anstie when it comes to dealing with the kind of adversity he has in front of him here tonight? Track, this whole trying to stay perfect that's going on and trying to clinch the championship and get that all taken care of tonight.
I think his mentality at the present moment is the best it's ever been, and you've seen he's out there, out front, right off the bat, so he knows what he's going to do, and he's executing his plan, which he talks about a lot. He would want to be out on track first. He's going to want to get his lap in early, because the track is only going to get worse and worse.
I've heard that a lot from a lot of the guys, Daniel. Get that good lap in right away as soon as you get out there, and then try to survive the rest of the session and explore around and see what it does. And Max is down. Just like that, it gets even tougher for the 99.
Yeah, and you're right. It's early in this 10-minute session, but these ruts are from those practices. And I can tell you right now, they were into the 49s. That's what Cody Shock was, 49 when the track was perfect and brand new. I don't think they're going to touch that now. So, yes, as bad as it is right now, it's only going to get worse. Tommy, what goes wrong here?
I mean, the ground's so inconsistent, so the problem you've got is in each one of these ruts. When he's coming through there, you see he's lost his hand right away, but he doesn't know whether he's going to hold him up and let his bike go through that, or whether it's going to suck him down. And the ground sucked him into it, his hands rolled forward, and then he's just lost his grip. But it's very inconsistent, and it's only going to get worse through the night, like you mentioned. It's like there's like little pockets in it. So one lap you're going to come round and it's going to shoot you forward. The next lap you're going to come round and it's barely going to shoot you at all. And that's very hard as a rider because you don't know whether your body position needs to be forward on the bike or you don't know whether you've got to go back.
Okay, time's starting to get posted now. Colin Park at the top of the board with a 53.833. He's on another lap. He's dead even in the first 2 sectors. 4 sectors here tonight on our racetrack in Stockholm. Colin on that Moto Concepts racing machine. And Cody Schock, overall best in sectors 2 and 3, and now it just goes to sector 3, but personal best in 1 and 2. And Cody goes to number 1 on the Rick Ware Racing Arby's back machine with a 52.919. Surprised by that, Daniel?
Not really. I mean, when he came off the free practice, the look on his face, he's just fired up. I think he's sick of hearing about this perfect season, so no, I'm not surprised.
McElrath now number 1 with a 51.896. It's McElrath, Lopes, Schock, and Colin Park right now, Kristen.
Speaking of Colin Park, when I spoke with him earlier in the day, he said this is going to be a battlefield, but for a rider like Colin Park, he may have an advantage here tonight. He is one of our taller riders in the series, and Tommy, Daniel, as you guys know, having been on the bike, that is an advantage in ruddy conditions.
We saw Noah Viney go down, guys. He's up and going again.
Well, Noah Viney is closer to my height in those mid-5s, so yes, Kristen's 100% right. Colin's going to have a little bit of a leverage advantage, and I think Tommy's got an attitude advantage. We had him on the Kickstart show yesterday. This dude smiled when we talked about these conditions.
Yeah, he was happy. He was looking forward to it. He said it's a condition that he enjoys. And I do think it helps being a little bit taller, but at the same time, if you're a little bit heavier in these conditions, you're going to feel it throughout the track. Getting those doubles out of the corner, as silly as it sounds, it's not easy to double today.
And Max looks like he's on a heater here, guys. Max trying to claw his way back up into contention to be one of those top 4. He's got a personal best in Sector 2 as he moves on to Sector 3 of the 4 now. Watching the 99 navigate through this minefield of whoops. I should say ruts.
Oh.
McElrath, Hicks, Lopes, and Robbie Wageman moves up to 4, and Max is 5. So he's 1 spot out of it now.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating too because it looked like a pretty solid lap. You see him look up right away, hoping that, hey, hopefully I'm in that top 4. And when you're not in it, it's a little bit discouraging right in that immediate moment.
Cody Schock to number 1, as you see the 69 right there with a 51.491. He was overall quickest in Sector 2, personal best in Sectors 1 and 4. So it's Schock, McElrath, Michael Hicks puts the Stark into the top 4, and Enzo Lopes. So Max gets kicked back now to 6th. And we've got 5 minutes to go here in this qualifying session for SX2, trying to find out which 4 riders are going to go on to SuperPole and get the number 1 gate pick.
You know, Ralph, we always talk about the track and how it's a SuperPole track and then a race track. They're trying to go as fast as they can right now by themselves. I'm pretty fired up, Tommy, for what this may look like when we go racing, because it's going to be just changes all night long. You're never going to stay in the same line.
No, you're not. It's going to be important. And what's quite good to see is Michael Hicks on the Stark out there in 2nd. He's one of the taller riders, but I think what you're going to see is the Stark has a bit of an advantage in all these soft areas, because on the normal bike, petrol bike, whatever you want to call it, it bogs down. Like you go to get on the power, if you're in 2nd gear, it's really going to bog down. The Stark doesn't, it pulls you through.
Hicks moves up to number 2, just behind Schock, but in front of McElrath and Lopes. Let me ask you guys this. If you're a Cody Schock and Michael Hicks, you're in a pretty good, comfortable spot. You're going to at least have one of the top 2 gate picks here, Tommy.
Yeah,
do you now just kind of cautiously work your way through the last couple of minutes here and not try to get number 1 and risk going down?
I think everyone was trying to get their lap time in early, so I do think the times are almost set, which is going to be a rough one for Max because he's in 6th. So he's not going to be happy with that at all. He's almost had the perfect, or he has had as such the perfect season. For him to miss qualifying that SuperPole, he's going to be bummed.
Yeah, and Ralph, if I'm Cody right now, I'm looking around. I mean, we're going to race on this track later, so I'm going to try lines that I haven't tried just yet. Hope that top time stands, and then maybe do a little exploration, find things that I could use possibly later. I mean, as you can see from that shot right there, there's not a lot going to be used other than just surviving. But if I'm Schock, I'm definitely looking around.
Schock, Hicks, McElrath, and Lopes. What a great opportunity for Michael Hicks to get into SuperPole here on the start.
It'll be the first time since Buenos Aires. He got in that first night, and since then, been close, knocking on the door, but it'd be great to go from the hard conditions in Buenos Aires to the soft conditions in Stockholm and put that Stark in 2 different ways.
Yeah, and a lot of the executives from Stark here in attendance tonight watching. So if you're going to have a great run, this is the night to have it, right? Here's Schock right here on the 69. Personal best in Sector 1. Flat in 2 and 3, working through 4. Nothing better.
I mean, he's up by less than a tenth. Michael Hicks is that close to that top spot.
Boy, look at McElrath really ringing out the number 1 here. And we got Lopes at number 1 now with a 51.270. Lopes, Schock, Hicks, and McElrath the top 4. But 2 minutes to go to get yourself into SuperPole.
Yeah, if you're Rick Ware Racing right now, you're pretty happy with this. I mean, they've had some good races this year, but getting both the riders at the top. Ralph, I think back to Vancouver, 2nd and 3rd overall that night for Schock and Lopes, but this is huge for the Rick Ware Racing team.
Oh, another rider down.
That was Kalana Humphrey.
Yep. He's back in 11th. The other rider on the Stark. Here's Max. There's Humphrey. Exiting the racetrack. Wageman going by on the 64, who's 5th right now for Dustin Pipe's team. See Alex Larwood on the 5 right there. Alex sits 9th. Here comes Max on the 99. Personal best in Sector 1. Throwing everything at it again.
Yep.
He's got a minute to go here. Personal best in Sector 2.
All right, Max.
See what the former world champ can do here.
Close it down.
Coming to the finish line jump. Max Anstie goes to number 2 with a 51.283. That is a world champion level performance right there.
That was awesome. I'm happy for him. I'm actually sat here smiling because Max has been on such a run and I want him to continue it. And also I think it's good that he's there every single time, obviously heading out this series. But he's got his work cut out because Enzo Lopes looks good. And the problem you have when it goes on this late and you still haven't got that lap time in as a rider, you put more and more pressure on yourself as this time the clock ticks down. So for him to bang that in is not easy.
Final 10 seconds, the session coming to a close. Looks like Lopes, Anstie, Schock, and Hicks are moving on, and McElrath is going to be 1 short. Checkered flag on the session. That'll end it for SX2. Enzo Lopes, Max Anstie, Cody Schock, and Michael Hicks are going on to SuperPole for SX2 here in Stockholm, Sweden. Shane McElrath, Robbie Wageman, Cullen Park, Maxime Desprez, Cole Thompson, Alex Larwood, Humphrey, Peters, Chisholm, and Viney will all pick their positions after the top 4 get through SuperPole, and they'll pick it based on the order they come out of that qualifying session. There's Enzo Lopes, number 1 on the board right now with a 51.270, and he's with Kristen Beat.
Enzo, another stellar qualifying session from you. You're backing up what we saw in Australia, but what are you learning out there in these tough conditions?
I mean, to be honest, there's not much to learn. It's just how you adapt to the track, really, because it changes every lap. And yeah, it feels good to squeeze in and really kind of in survival mode lap, out there, and to be able to hit all the doubles here. So just happy, like you said, to back away from Australia. That was feeling good. Feels nice.
We'll see how Enzo fares in SuperPole in Australia. He won SuperPole. We'll see if he can back that up, guys.